welcome back. The holidays are officially here, and that means that very soon we will start to hear those silver bells and see the red kettles collecting spare cash for our neighbors in need.
That's right. We've all seen those delightful bell ringers, a very familiar scene during the holidays. But how much do you actually know about the Salvation Army and what they do all year long? We're happy to have with us today Captain Yohani Ortiz of the Salvation Army Tucson Amphi Corps Community Center in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks so much for joining us, Captain.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So, how did you get involved? What can you tell us about your background that got you into the Salvation Army?
Ooh, it's a long story, but I was born actually in Honduras, Central America, and I moved to the United States with my mother at the age of 7. And little did I know I was going straight to the Salvation Army, where my grandmother was actually heavily involved. She was the Women's Ministry Secretary, Community Care Ministry Secretary, and she even lived with the officers at that time. So my grandmother was extremely involved, and that was the first place that we went to. Little did we know how much our lives were going to change just stepping into Salvation Army. So it goes way back to my mother and I being in need at that time, and how we received services, and how the officers and the volunteers and everybody just welcomed us. And so that was basically my roots, starting off as a young child.
Wow, wow. So, Captain Yohani, when did you decide to become an officer? Because it sounds like the Salvation Army had a profound effect on you growing up.
Absolutely. Honestly, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a dermatologist because I wanted to heal people. I wanted to heal myself. But God had a sense of humor. And you know what? It's through the experiences that I had in the Salvation Army, helping other children. My first job was at the Salvation Army as a program aide. And I remember vividly this moment where a donor came and gave us Walmart gift cards to take our kids to shop for Christmas. And I asked, hey, let's make a shopping list. What do you want? And there was this particular child that said, I just want a blanket and cereal.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought he was joking. And then we went to Walmart and I shopped with him. And he literally went straight for the cereal, the family pack of chocolate cereal, and he got a blanket. And it was at that moment that I thought, wow, I think I want to do this. I really want to help people, because I remember being that child. And long story short, then my father passed away when I was a kid, and he left me a letter just giving me life instructions. I read it every birthday. It was part of my tradition. And I never really understood the meaning behind the letter until I was in college writing an English assignment. And in the letter, fourth paragraph down said, to help the poor with, just like Jesus Christ did, with intelligence and commitment and love and sacrifice, and with all, and above all, honesty. And I thought, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this for a living. I want to help other people. And so it's been building up. It's little, acts of kindness that I've seen, or different experiences that I've had through the Salvation Army, where I'm like, I want to do this. I want to be the hope at the end of the tunnel. So this is what I get to do for a living now. This is my life every day.
Nice.
And you are uniquely suited to do it, like you said. I mean, generations of you now helping out, from your grandmother to your mother, which, by the way, the pictures we have with your mother, you look just like her. You guys are just cut from the same cloth. So beautiful. And we understand, though, of course, that you recently had an opportunity to help disaster survivors. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I recently came back from Puerto Rico. I got to help with Hurricane Fiona. And again, another life-changing experience where I got to go for 2 weeks to be deployed. And honestly, I've never really done emergency disasters as much as others. And so it was a unique experience for me. And I went 2 solid weeks of what I call organic ministry, of organic opportunities of helping the community. So we got to distribute food, meals, water, hygiene, cleaning kits, gift cards, $100 gift cards to the families. We got to provide emotional and spiritual care, case management, referrals. And it was a very unique opportunity of going home to home in some of the remote areas where there were homebound families that couldn't leave based on either the structure, the disasters around them, or they were homebound. And so we got to do that. We got to pray with people and just listen to their stories. And honestly, Puerto Rican people, they have so much joy. And I think that that's what was very impactful, is that no, despite of their disasters, despite of the circumstances, they had so much joy in them that they were going to be okay. They were very determined to say, we're going to move forward. We're not going to let this bring us down. And it was a beautiful experience. I think I learned more than, I was able to give to them. So it was an amazing opportunity for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you're talking about your interactions with the Puerto Rican people out there, but at some point you had to leave. So what were you feeling when it came time to leave Puerto Rico?
Honestly, I was really sad. Usually at the end of some travel, I'm ready to go home. But this time I called my husband and I said, I don't want to go home. I want to stay. So it was a very bittersweet moment for me, because again, I've spent 2 weeks plugged into the neighborhoods, plugged into the community, being able to bring hope and encouragement to the people around me. And it felt good. It felt like I have a purpose,
Yeah.
And so coming back was tough. In fact, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, that's awesome. That means that you actually have that passion in your heart to do good for people, and that's what we actually need in this world. So thank you.
Yes. So ready to help. And for people who are ready to help as well, where can they find more information about the Salvation Army?
Yeah, they can actually visit our website, salvationarmyusa.org. They can get plugged into a community nearby. Just type in your zip code and find what's available in your neighborhood. And, we have one of our members that says it only takes one person to make a difference. Big or small, it just takes that one person having the compassion for your neighbor. And that's what we need. We need an army of people who love, an army who's ready to help others, especially this time of the year, right? There's so much need. And so we really rely on everyone to come around us and help us make this Christmas an amazing one.
There you go. There you go. Love it. Love it.
Thank you so much for the help that you're providing as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go. Well, salute to you, Captain Ortiz. Danielle, why not keep this good train of doing good going, right? Up next, we're going to be finding out about delivering meals and so much more. You guys stay right there.